Film development hell, day 70. I gotta start making some storyboards for this movie, is the name of this video. Why? Well, my name is Deborah Richards, and I am an independent film director from Las Vegas. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. This is a deep dive daily vlog into my life as an independent film director while I develop my third feature film. It's a horror called Scissor Mouth. So, we are in the late stages of development of this movie, and there's a lot of momentum and a lot of things happening behind the scenes, and it's quite exciting. But what I need to do now, while we're waiting for a lot of things to come back, is I need to start working on the storyboards so that when all these pieces of late stage development come together, I will be ready for pre-production. So I'm going to get the screenplay out today and start working on the storyboards. But as you guys know, nothing happens without coffee. So let's coffee. Cheers. Coffee. That's all I need to say about that. So, before I get into storyboarding today, I just want to do a little quick piece of housekeeping and just let you guys know that while I've been trying to post Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, I'm actually going to try and drop back to a Monday, Thursday, Friday schedule for those of you who've been following along. I always said from day one that YouTube is, YouTube isn't the goal. I'm a filmmaker, right? Filmmaking is the goal, and this is while I love spending time with you guys, I never want the YouTube channel to take away from my day job, which is making films. So that being said, I need a little space to put into I need some creative space. Guys, I need some space. So I'm dropping back to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule on my YouTubes. Cool. Any questions? Write them down below. All right, let's have a look at storyboarding. It's a big subject. Where to begin? Let's talk about the past. Let's talk about the past, present, and the future. That's probably a good place to begin. So, I have on the shorts that I used to make, or the shorts that I've made, I've meticulously, I can't say that word today. I have put a lot of effort into storyboarding. And a lot of my shorts have been very shot for shot with those storyboards. And what I learned through that process, somewhere about halfway through that process of 9 shorts or whatever it was it's great to have storyboards, but you still got to explore the world through the lens on the day, because you might be on location and you might see something and it'll be better than what you had in mind. In fact, I would first notice this when I'd be I'd be shooting a scene for one of my shorts, and at the end of the day, I'd be really excited because I got everything clicked off on my shot list from the storyboards. But then I'd see the behind the scenes.
Great.
What's that?
We submitted Shaken Stir to the Bend Film Festival in
Uh-huh.
Oregon,
Uh-huh.
which is an emerging party town, which is great because our film's about bartenders. But the Bend Film Festival is having a camp in October, which you can be mentored by amazing producers, including Christine Vachon, who's my idol.
Oh, wow.
She's my producing hero.
Oh, wow.
I think I'm going to apply to it. Do you think you should apply to it?
Yeah.
June 30th is the date. Okay, I'm gonna have to apply for it.
Okay, awesome. Why? She's your idol. Why? What film? Tell me about her.
She does all of Todd Haynes' films. She produces all of them. Who's one of my favorite filmmakers. And she is an expert. I have her books. I've seen her actually give a talk at another event. But she focuses on small in quotes independent films that maybe aren't the most marketable, or they're not big studio productions, but She produces them. She gets it done. She gets it out. Gets these movies out there. These are all movies that I actively seek out in the movie theaters. I don't wait around for them to come out on DVD or now on streaming. I have to go see her movies in the theaters because she's just amazing. And the topics she picks are just amazing. They're always fun, fun subjects, good independent films that may not have the most market attention, but they're brilliant. And the filmmaker she works with are brilliant, and she gets these movies done. So yeah, I'm gonna have to apply for this.
Awesome. Okay, where were we? I was in the middle of a story, wasn't I? I can't remember what we were talking about. Got it. Okay. So we were talking about the time that I learned to look through the world of the lens on the day instead of just, religiously checking off shots on a shot list from a storyboard. And that was when I realized that the behind-the-scenes photographer was getting better footage than me at the end of the day. And I was like, what? Why didn't I see all these angles? And it's because I didn't explore the world through the lens on the day. So my point being is you need storyboards. Well, I need storyboards. But I'm not going to be so rigid that I can't explore with my DP on the day in location. That was my point. So I'm going to show you guys some of my older storyboards. Oh, and here's what's crazy is my first feature film, our first feature film together, Move Me No Mountain. Links down below, available on YouTube and Amazon and Tubi and all that good stuff. I didn't have any story, no storyboards, no shot list. The whole movie was run and gun. That wasn't ideal, and it wasn't my first choice. It just ended up being that way because in pre-production time kind of got crunched because personnel changed a little, and we were scrambling to put that movie together. So, so I made a feature film with no shot list and no storyboards, and that's terrifying. I'm never doing that again. And considering that our next movie is way bigger than Move Me No Mountain, we can't leave anything to chance. So that's why I'm definitely doing storyboards. I'm going to explore the world in the day, but I am so hooked in on the storyboards and pre-visualization as well, or animatics, which I kind of already started doing for Scissor Mouth. But I want to dial it back a bit and just kind of get storyboards. So let me show you some of my storyboards of the past, and then so I can kind of brace you for my terrible stick figures. And then I'll talk to you about, and then I'll bring you up to speed on my strategy for getting these storyboards done. So let me dig out some old storyboards. So check it out. These are my kind of stick figure drawings, and while that doesn't really translate to much, I want to show you a comparison with the image. So this is what we're looking at here is a short I did that got some awards. It's called Boy Meets Girl, and it's a sci-fi. So this is the spaceship coming into view, and you can kind of see it on those storyboards there. And there it goes off into the distance, and then we'll check in with these storyboards. We have, in this image, we kind of have the mise en scène for the whole scene. Shows you the scale of a person and a window here, but what we can see over here is kind of a breakdown of the view out the window, which is the sun, which then pulls back from the window, and the camera kind of curves around to show the person. So let's have a look at that. In this, we can see the camera pulling back from the sun, and you can see that it's actually in a, there's the wobble of going through the glass, I guess, and then you can see that's actually a trash can that we cut out, and you can see how that kind of spins into the image. And there again, you can kind of see these storyboards and how they represent that. So yeah, let's move on to the next page so you can kind of see. In this next frame, something gets his attention, and he presses something on the screen, and then on the side of the wall rather, and then the side of the wall disappears and it reveals some kind of craft. So let's have a look how that looks. We'll see the hand come into frame, which is exactly that, and then it's going to dissolve. So you can see how, oh, and this is the next frame, and it's the reflection of the spaceship in the eyeball, and if we look at the storyboard here, it's pretty much identical. I mean, so the point being is, you don't have to be great at art to do the storyboards to get the idea across. You know, there's certain fundamental things we're trying to get across: the mise-en-scene, the camera movement, the important lighting information, motion information of whoever's in frame, and all those things. So there's something else I want to show you guys as well, which is kind of slick. There is, you can get these like storyboard workbooks. This one is made by, who is it made by? plotdevices.co. Shout out to them. I believe they make a couple products, but this one's really cool. It's a little notepad of little storyboards. You can see how I've used them. It's kind of cool revisiting. But my strategy for today going forward is, okay, we're going to start small. We're going to go for the low-hanging fruit. So I got the screenplay here, and any shot where when I read it, I know exactly in my mind's eye, like exactly what I want. I'm just going to sketch that out real quick in the margin of the screenplay. So that's going to be step one. And after I fill in the gaps and do all that thing, maybe I can take pics of them with my phone and put it in the timeline and start building out some kind of previs. And then for shots that are complicated or that we're not sure, maybe we can do some CGI modeling to explore the world through the lens of the digital lens and previs in Blender. But for now, low-hanging fruit. So any shot that is like, oh, I know exactly what I want to see in that, because that was how it was written in the action block in the screenplay. I'm just gonna draw them out on the little margin there. So and do it in pencil. It's gonna be a little scrappy, so I'm gonna find a little comfy spot in our work area, and let's get to doing some storyboarding. So I was thinking, I just wanted to clue you guys in on why it's important to do the storyboards now as well at this part of the process of late stage development. I feel like we got a lot of chips on the table right now. We have a whole handful of film festivals that we're waiting to hear back from. That our last movie that recently came out, Shaken and Stirred, has been entered into. So we're waiting to hear on that. We're also waiting to hear about as many, like as half a dozen different screenwriting competitions for Scissor Mouth. And we're also waiting to hear on different grant applications, as well as other opportunities that we've applied for different projects. On top of this, we're waiting to hear from casting regarding Scissor Mouth. We're also waiting to hear from some production partners in England. for some news about some investment. Um, so we got a lot of chips on the table, right? There's a lot of things out right now, and we're about as prepped as we can possibly be at this stage. We've done all our due diligence. We've got the screenplay's been peer reviewed and it's watertight and it's production ready. We've got a star attached. Check our previous videos if you're not sure who, or peep it on IMDb. We've copywritten the movie. We've got the budget done. We've got the schedule done. We've got the decks done. What else? What else? We got the visualization. Blah, I can't speak. We got that done. I mean, the lookbook, the visualizer. Why can't I say certain words lately? Must be old age. So, while we wait for all these answers to come back, I'm going a little crazy, because when you have a lot of chips out, or when I have a lot of chips out, and I'm waiting for all these answers to get back, if I don't keep myself busy and occupied, I end up being like a crazy curtain twitching neighbor, like waiting for the news. And, or that's how I feel. And so I can't be like that. So I gotta channel that kind of anxious energy. Because I know we say, like, when we apply for these opportunities, we usually set it and forget it. But right now, it's like everything is out on the table, and there's not much left to do until we get answers back from all these potential partners or opportunities or whatever it is. So, um, what's that saying about making hay while the sun's out or something, I guess is the point. So now's a great time for me to use this time to work on the storyboard, so when any of these opportunities click, we are ready to go. So let me find a comfy spot and we're gonna get settled in for some drawing. I got cookie, I got a little spot to chillax and storyboard, and here we've got coffee and screenplay and a pencil and some books. So, I'm gonna get storyboarding. Truth be told, I've been procrastinating like crazy, and I'm not quite sure why. I'm not sure if it's a fear of failure or a fear of success. I think it's more like a fear of success, to be honest, because I have no doubt in my mind that this movie is gonna rock. So guys, for whatever reason, I'm not feeling crazy inspired right this second, which is really strange and unusual for me, because um, I'm pretty good at just turning on creativity at the flick of a switch. But right now, I'm kind of struggling a little bit with my creativity. So yeah, I've decided I'm going to watch a movie. When in doubt, watch a movie. I'm going to watch Sugarland Express by Steven Spielberg, and that's actually the first movie he ever made. Well, it's actually the first theater movie he ever made, because I think he made Duel before that, which is a TV movie. So, yeah, I like it a lot because it's set in Central Texas, and Scissor Mouth is set in West Texas, and there's a chunk of Scissor Mouth that occurs in a cop car between a deputy and his fiancée, and Sugarland Express is actually a road trip movie, so there's a lot of meat on the bone for inspiration in terms of blocking and shot selection. So I'm going to quickly watch this movie. I just found it on Amazon Prime, and I'm about to start my rental period here. And this is the thing I love about my job the most. I get to watch awesome movies all the time. I feel like I'm skipping school watching a movie in the afternoon on the couch, but this is 1000% relevant. And I think when you're feeling creatively a little kind of low, that's the time to go get some inspiration. So I'm gonna put this movie on, and I'll catch up with you guys after the movie. Now I know I'm procrastinating because I went to hit play and then I suddenly thought, you know what I need? I need popcorn. So here we go. Popcorn. Got my fuzzy blanket, got my popcorn. I'm ready to watch this movie. And I think clearly I'm procrastinating. And I think the reason why I'm procrastinating is, well, I think it's a combination of things. I'm nervous. I'm legitimately nervous. And I think maybe creatively I'm a little bit low, like I was saying, on inspiration. So but yeah, it's time to watch a movie and eat some popcorn. Wow, I'm only 2 minutes into the film and I'm already inspired. Spielberg is a master. It's incredible. So I want to show you guys real quick how I draw inspiration from a shot and how that translates into a storyboard. So for example, there's this shot here in Sugarland Express at the beginning when Goldie Hawn is walking along with a bunch of bags. And what's cool about it is it's actually a tracking shot, right? And she's like leaning forward into the shot. So there's a bit in Scissor Mouth where, let me see if I can show you guys and share this with you, where it says Angela carries her shopping bags home. It's a long road ahead. It starts to rain. Okay, so certainly for the first part of that, I'm very inspired by this tracking shot. Let me see if I can draw this real quick with like a somewhat wide aspect ratio. Um, so if we have a look at this, if we have a look at the screen there, what we can see is the horizon is pretty low in the frame. So we're gonna kind of jot this in here. And then she's walking with her bags, but she's kind of like leaning into the action, right? Like she's the weight of her bags is pulling her back, you know. So she's like struggling with this maybe, um, and she's you know kind of she's going this way. And I think another interesting thing about this shot is not only is it a tracking shot from like left to right, but it's also through the weeds in the foreground, which makes it really satisfying. So I'm just gonna kind of put some weeds there and just jot in weeds. So this next shot in the sequence is absolutely perfect for the next shot in my sequence. So have a look at this. Again, this is Goldie Hawn going on from that tracking shot into this shot. So in Scissor Mouth we have a bit where she's walking, she's being tracked, and then this would be like the same as that. So basically, we're shooting her from the front. We've got this vanishing point with the telegraph poles, and then, but in our screenplay it says it starts to rain. So I'm actually going to extend this shot to one more frame and then start adding in the rain. Got my pigeon scratch dialed in, so have a look at this. So, yeah, that shot progresses from her walking along dragging her bags to it starting to rain. There we go. It starts to rain. So there. So we've got this tracking shot of her dragging her bags through the grass. It's a long way home. It's a long tracking shot. She's struggling with the weight. Then this kind of gives the impression of the distance of the road and the isolation of the environment, and then that big black arrow that means in my pigeon scratch storyboarding, it means it's a continuation of the same shot. It's like shot one, shot two, shot 2A, shot 2B kind of thing. Cool, and that's just inspiration after only 2 minutes of Sugarland Express. I'm also going to grab my phone and take photos of those two frames so that when I put my previs together, I can actually just insert those into the timeline. And we actually have a table read coming up this week of Scissor Mouth, which will be amazing because if I record it, or rather, when I record the audio from that, I can use that in the timeline on my editing software, Premiere, and I can start building a pre-visualization or animatics, like animated storyboards, basically. So I'm going to grab my phone, take a couple photos of those stills. So here we can see just a quick down and dirty photo with my phone of the screen, the inspiration for that frame, and you can see how it tracks from the left to the right, and then the inspiration for this frame is right here. So you can see a similarity or lack of similarities, and that's good enough for now to, start getting some ideas down. So I'm going to continue watching Sugarland Express because I'm literally 2 minutes in. So I'm about halfway through Sugarland Express and it is giving me tons and tons of ideas. And I suddenly thought, oh, I wonder if it is on Shot Deck. For those of you who don't know what Shot Deck is, let me show you.
I think we tried it and it wasn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You recall that? Interesting. Let's have a look. Well, they're always adding films, so maybe it's now on there. So, Shot Deck. Okay, so what Shot Deck is, basically, it's a website of movies broken down by individual shots. Like, for example, here I'm logged in right now, and this is from No Country for Old Men. So you can see, like, the movie just broken up into shots. And if you click on any shot, it gives you a lot of detail about the shot, from everything from color palette to location type to, so you can search things to lens and format, which can be very helpful. So let's see if they have Sugarland Express. We can search this alphabetically, and this is a monthly subscription model. Sugarland Express. Here we go. Look at that. Yeah, they have it. Fantastic. Look at this. This is great. So good. So good. Look at this. That could be like a shot from Scissor Mouth almost. It's amazing. So this is a great resource. I've been furiously taking photos and videos of the movie, and I've been scribbling some little storyboards as I go. But right now I'm just collecting some inspiration because it's really, really good. And I'm so glad I decided to take a break and watch a movie. So I'm going to get back to the movie, but I'm almost running out of time today. So that's about it for today. Thank you for being here. And if you like this long form content, please click in the circle up here and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. And click like if you like this. And I will see you all tomorrow for more film. Oh no, I won't. I will see you all on Friday. I'll see you all Friday for more film development hell. Peace.